a kind deaf-mute factory worker in desperate need of a kidney transplant for his severely ill sister. His own blood type isn't a match, and time is running out. He spends his savings and even agrees to trade one of his own kidneys, along with his entire severance pay after being laid off, to a black market organ trafficking ring. They operate on him, take his kidney, and disappear with his money, leaving him with nothing. A legitimate donor is found, but he can't afford the surgery. His radical anarchist girlfriend proposes a moral kidnapping, abducting the young daughter of the wealthy president of the company that fired him. They see the boss as a symbol of corporate greed. They successfully kidnap the daughter, treating her gently and hiding her in their small apartment, telling the sick sister she is simply being babysat. He develops a bond with the girl, making her a necklace. The kidnappers send a ransom note to the boss, who agrees to pay. When the factory worker returns home from collecting the ransom money, he is met with a devastating double tragedy. His sister, having discovered the kidnapping plot and overwhelmed by guilt and fear of being a burden, has committed suicide by slitting her wrists in the bathtub. Grief-stricken, he takes his sister's body and the kidnapped girl to a familiar riverbank, a place of his childhood. While he is distracted by the harrowing task of burying his sister's body, he is unable to hear the kidnapped girl playing near the water. She accidentally falls in and drowns. The police discover her body. The wealthy president of the company, an initially successful but seemingly decent man, is consumed by an all-encompassing, agonizing grief. Having lost his wife to divorce, and now his only daughter in such a brutal fashion, he sells his company and his house to bribe the detective to help him track down the kidnappers. He discovers a note left by the kidnapper's sister and begins to piece together the kidnappers' identities. Driven by the loss of his sister, the factory worker locates the black market organ traffickers who conned him and were the true catalyst for the entire chain of events. In a brutal, violent sequence, he kills them to avenge his sister's death, though he is gravely wounded in the process. The boss finds the girlfriend of the kidnapper and takes her to a remote location. In a chilling scene, he tortures her with electric shock until she dies, unmoved by her warning that her radical anarchist friends will seek revenge. The factory worker, staggering back to his girlfriend's apartment, sees the police taking away her body and realizes the boss has found her. The boss, having anticipated her daughter's kidnapper return, tracks him down to the riverbed where his daughter drowned. He knocks the factory worker unconscious, ties him up, and drags him into the water. In a final merciless act, the boss slashes the kidnapper's Achilles tendons and leaves him to drown, thus completing his revenge. As the boss prepares to leave the scene, his vengeance is immediately reciprocated. The anarchist friend's associates, who had followed, silently surround him and fatally stab him multiple times, completing the never-ending cycle of violence. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.